they trust in their future.
You hear me? Perfect. Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, idealists and visionaries, I'm your boy Ideal Tone, and I'm here to make it known that we are back with another episode of Binge Or Cringe. And this is not just any episode. This is a takeover episode, and it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a good time. And I'm going to get into everyone that's here in my panel, but today's episode is about Ed, and Eddy, as well as a takeover. I feel like this is a very classic cartoon. If you grew up in the time of like what I consider the golden age of Cartoon Network, you know about this cartoon. So without further ado, we're going to hop into it. And let me introduce everyone. First off, we have a newcomer, but they definitely the homie, the one, the only mastermind, Aggie.
Yo, how's it going, y'all? Long time no see, and please don't blame me for not streaming. I'm still here. I'm still alive. Maybe.
I hope so.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yes, I mean,
no, I'm still alive.
Don't make me worry like that. I mean, granted, I just seen you at BlurCon, but still, like.
Listen, okay, I understand where the concern comes from. Don't get me wrong. I'm still here to a degree. I shouldn't be. I mean, spring is here, but like literally, I'm still around. I do things enough for y'all to know I'm still here.
All right, say less. Say less. All right, and then we have someone who does not need no introduction at this point because they have become a full-fledged regular, in my opinion. The one, the only, D-Zone.
What's up? It's your boy D-Zone here in the zone. What up with you?
Good to have you here, man. I know you missed last week because you had to do something, but glad you could join us this week for sure.
Glad to be back.
Definitely. And then she's on mute, so I'm hoping she's here. But we have the energy queen.
What's up? It's your girl T Energy. It's been a while. How y'all been?
What's up? What's up, energy? It's been a minute since you've been in here, but I said I had to send you the invite for this one because I feel like it would have been a problem if I did it.
Yeah, this one definitely would have been a huge problem if I wasn't giving my 2 cents on one of my favorite all-time Cartoon Network shows.
All right. And then I have one more person introduced, but before that, just want to give a shout out to my boy Steve in the chat on YouTube. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, bro. Glad you could stop by. And just one. All right, let me refresh this. Okay, there we go. And now, without further ado, I got to introduce the guest of honor tonight, okay? All right. We've met at DreamCon and not last year, but the year before that. And then last year at DreamCon, I interviewed her and her brothers as they cosplayed the people we're here to talk about today from Ed, and Eddy. They pulled it off perfectly. It was awesome. And I'm gonna be honest with you, at this point, it's a DreamCon staple. If y'all don't do it every year, I don't know. But I want to introduce y'all to the person who's taking over the podcast for the night. That is Lyssa T Cos. Is it Lyssa or Lyssa?
It's Lyssa. So my name is Lyssa, but my nickname is Lyssa. No, don't worry about it. It's okay. Everybody pronounces it differently, trust me. But yes, Lyssa. But it is wonderful to be here. I appreciate you having me.
I'm glad you could make it.
It's also good to see you again.
Yes. Last time you were so in character, we didn't have a normal conversation. It was just a conversation as you was like.
When we're doing it, it's just we can't like converse normally. Like the energy like they give me, like it's over with. Like I'm not Lyssa anymore.
Awesome. Well, y'all know why we're here. We're here for this takeover episode. We're here to talk about Ed, and Eddy. And at this point, I'm gonna give the floor to Lyssa. But I guess just in old fashioned, just so I can kind of kickstart it off for anybody got any opening statements about Ed, and Eddy, the show itself. The floor is open.
Okay. Before I get into Ed and Eddy, I just want to say this is to Lyssa because when I saw you being interviewed by Reese on his Insta, I automatically was just like, you and your brother embodied Ed and Eddy. Like the stuff that y'all was saying, like it felt like I was watching Ed and Eddy, and I was just like, I can't remember what our comment said, but I was like, who are they? Like, I remember like asking, who was this? Because they did Ed and Eddy to a T. Like the stuff they said, like, legit made me laugh, and I could just picture them saying the stuff that y'all did. Like, y'all contemplate that to a T. So I need to give y'all flowers, and just had to, do this big shout out because y'all really, really impressed me. I was just like blown away when I saw y'all.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. Like honestly, sometimes it doesn't even feel like cosplay. It just feels like it's us because our personalities are very close to each character we picked. So that's why we're the characters that we were.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of like, Dom, I know you was asking me a bunch of questions and I was like, about that. And I was like, it's kind of hard to explain unless you experience it because like they're so in tune with the character. It's kind of scary sometimes to the point that her and her brothers have these characters down to a T. It's crazy. So definitely awesome. But
yeah.
But as far as Ed and Eddy, like come on now, like it's sad that this generation will never get to truly experience when this show like aired because of like the comedy it brought, the different characters, and how it was just like mainly focused on like kids without the adults input and stuff like that, and like the wild adventures and stuff that they did. And it like the material that the creators like came up with, the lines, everything was just like so so beautifully done. Like I literally can like think of like an episode or a moment just like that and instantly will like start laughing because it just was like it was humorous, so humorous, and I can see why it lasted as long as it did. And then like me and my sister talk about this all the time, like from going from the cul-de-sac to school, it's still like it still blows our mind to this day because like how you gonna be funny in the cul-de-sac and then like you bring it to school because originally they wasn't supposed to like continue on, but then once they got the green light to continue on, it was just like, okay, let's try to bring this to school and still made it funny. Like I don't know what else to say. Like Ed and Eddie will always be that show.
All right, that's not a. I think that sums up opening statement. But I had to say
that definitely takes the cake, man.
Great job, John. Great job, Energy, for sure. All right, well, at this point, Lyssa, what you got for us?
I don't know. I've never done podcasts before, so I don't know how this works.
So, like, you could basically just like, if you have a question or anything you want to talk about regarding the show, like you pose it, and then we go from there.
Okay, bet. Well, no, she definitely summed it up beautifully. Like, I don't know many shows where like it ends very smoothly. Like some shows just kind of like end, and it's just like, what the fuck? But it's like they started so smooth, and it just like went through the series so smooth, and then it just ended smooth. Like it was just like, I don't know, it's just something about it. But I have a great question for you guys. So me and my brothers talk about this all the time, but in terms of power level, because number one, these characters have superhuman strength for no reason. Like what? Like motherfuckers lifting up trees, throwing them, fucking hitting each other with toilets and cars. Like it's crazy. So in terms of power level, who would you rank most powerful to weakest?
Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, Tall Ed has to be up there. Has to be up in like the top there, because dude, not only can he tank a whole bunch of stuff, but he also does the most ridiculous amount of things.
Wait,
like,
okay, before the rest of us answer, I got a question. Are we considering the fact that like some of the characters are more pacifist than the others, or like are we considering them?
No, it's just strictly power level. So even though like typically people would mark Jimmy at the bottom, a lot of them know what Jimmy's about. So keep that in mind. Like it's just their power level. Like, even though some of them might not necessarily fight, it doesn't mean they're not strong.
That's a good one. Okay. Ooh.
That was a great question. Because like you're right. Yeah.
It's a great question, but when I'm thinking about like top 3, maybe just top 1 character that's strong in Ed and Eddy, I'm thinking of Sarah, because I don't know if y'all remember that one time where she was like, I think she was either fighting Naz or one of the what's her name? One of the Kanker sisters. I don't know who she was fighting, but she brought a car, a lot of things in there. That girl can carry.
Yeah, she's yeah. Yeah. You know what? I already know my pick. I already know it's gonna have to be Ralph. I'm sorry. Like, first of all, Ralph is constantly tittling over, like he's constantly working on that farm. My boy got superhuman strength and then some. I'm sorry, it's gotta be Ralph for me. Ralph is just different.
Okay, we got a Ralph. I'm not gonna lie, for me it's that I feel like I'm typical, like, but Ed, like, it's just from every episode, because he also like eats things, and it's just like, how are you digesting that?
Yeah. if I had to say Ed is just not human.
I just right.
Physically capable. I'll say that. He can endure a lot of things and not realize that he's enduring it.
Shout out to that. Shout out to my boy that guy in the chat. What's up, that guy?
So, after you had made that point about Jimmy, I literally thought about it because, like, you know, of course, Ed, Sarah, Rolf, Kevin, of course, we consider them a strength, but if you really think about it, Jimmy is like, don't let that innocent fragileness fool you, because Jimmy can literally like trick the whole cul-de-sac into like doing what he wants, and he pretends to be helpless because y'all remember that episode where he had like the whole popsicle idea, and literally smart like Eddy, and like, come on now, and then like he could call Sarah just like that, because like even though Ed is like, you know, basically the strongest, he will like yield to his little sister. He isn't even afraid of Sarah. And like Jimmy has her wrapped around his finger. Like anytime Jimmy needs Sarah, she's right there. And like he could literally not just her, he could get the whole cul-de-sac to like do what he wants. So if like, we were talking about like literally can like round up strength, it's Jimmy. Like, do not let this boy fool you.
Okay. If I had to just say one thing about what Dom said, I believe that's true. But if that case, I wouldn't really say. I would say strength, yeah, but I would more say like a hierarchy of power. Because then you think about it, if Jimmy can run Sarah and other people because of the way he acts, and in turn Sarah has power over like her brother, who's probably actually the strongest person, that's kind of scary. Like,
yeah,
like Jimmy's kind of maniacal.
Oh my god. And the Canker sisters, though. Canker sisters.
Oh, different level of strength.
No,
they got their own little tier.
No. They racks above everybody. Okay, they that's why they don't live in the cul-de-sac. They didn't have their own separate territory for a reason.
They got that trailer park power.
That's why they live in the trailer park. They can't be out here.
And the crazy thing is, I don't see any of the trailers in these in the trailer park that they live in. It's like they're secluded in their own trailer park. Like,
the people don't even want to be
around. Their trailer's the only thing that matters.
Oh man, no, wow, that question actually, like, it got me thinking. It really did.
No, I'm like really sad to say this, but not gonna lie, Eddy is probably the weakest character. Like, he's good at manipulating people, like to get him to do what they want to do and to go into his scams. But in terms of strength level,
yeah. Well, that's why he got Ed. That's why he got Ed. He's the muscle.
But I don't know. What do you guys think about Double D in terms of that question?
Double D.
So he would be like a good massive manipulator, in my opinion. Like, he's smart, he can think. And that's all he's really good for. Leave him to the brains, because he can actually think of a great plan that might work. However, when it comes to physical things, wrap it up.
Nah. Yeah. And unfortunately, the way he runs, he ain't got much speed in him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, they rank pretty low.
Yeah. Him and Ed, Double D and Eddy are probably the lowest on the totem pole. Sad to say.
Because even Johnny is pretty gnarly. His Captain Watermelon.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Johnny's up there. Yeah, and don't try to take Plank, because then it's really a wrap.
It's over with. You know.
What about Plank? What about Plank himself? Freaking that wouldn't Plank can dish out damage too. If y'all remember the episode when the Plank actually moved on its freaking own, that was terrifying as a child.
Look, man, I don't put anything past Plank. Plank is terrifying. Okay. All right.
Yeah, 2 scores a hurt.
Especially, wasn't there an episode when Plank and oh dang, I lost his name that fast. Don't look at me like that. Yeah, but they was beefing. Him and Johnny, I'm sorry. Him and Johnny was beefing. Wasn't they beefing at one point? It was weird.
Yeah, they had an argument. They had an argument at one point.
Oh man, you got another one for us?
Oh, let's see. Number one, okay, this is just a comment, but have y'all ever thought about how Johnny's like the only character that's black?
I have.
And he the motherfucker that talked to the piece of wood.
Oh shit.
I don't know. As I got older, I kind of thought about that. I was like, I love this show, but dang.
They're not slick for that.
He's the only one, and he's the one who talked to the piece of wood, to the 2x4. Like, all right.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? Now that I think about it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. it just is. They wrong for that. They wrong for that.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious though. It's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's funny, but I'm like, you know what? They really didn't have no other brothers or sisters in the show. It was just Johnny out here representing. I mean, don't get me wrong. They had a bunch of different races though, like with Ralph and everything. But
yeah, Ralph. I love Ralph.
Ralph is probably one of my favorite characters. He radiates just like that energy, but like, don't fuck with me. Like,
yeah.
Only in certain moments, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. Johnny being on it. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I just realized that. Like, he's the only character. Oh man.
Huh. Wow.
Okay.
Did you guys you watched the movie, right? Everybody here watched the movie.
Yes.
The Big Picture show.
Yes. I watched the movie. I think all of us here may have. The movie.
Yeah.
I think the movie just hit different.
It did.
Movie hit different.
Wanna know what really hit different?
What?
The freaking video game.
Wow. The video game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was garbage at that. I was garbage at the video game.
I loved the video game for the very short time I had it, because that was back when Blockbuster was still going, was actually on its way out the door.
Ooh.
Yeah, I rented the video game from Blockbuster, and I had quite a bit of fun with it. Not gonna lie.
Okay. Yeah, the movie, the game was crazy. Game was different, but not to overshadow. But going back to the movie, but like, I feel like the movie painted a lot of the characters, especially Eddy himself, in a whole new light. I was like, I was not expecting that, which I really enjoyed it though.
It was really emotional, like watching it from like when I was like younger to like watching it like present day, because I watched it like maybe like last year, and like it hit different as an adult a little bit.
Definitely, I guess for me it was the way that like you actually see like Eddy actually has some growth, in my opinion. Like, he never really seemed to learn his lesson.
No.
I did enjoy the growth that he had. So that's definitely something for that. What else? I got a question. Because I do think we should go back to the movie, but I have a question. Like, do y'all have like a favorite episode? Here's the thing. That's a loaded question, but still.
Ooh.
It is a very loaded question, because I think it was the first Halloween special. I loved that episode.
The Halloween. What? I don't remember that. What happened on that
First
episode?
Halloween special.
Was it Ed and Eddie Boo-ha-ha?
I believe so.
The one where I think Ed he I don't know, he started like seeing things and he thought he was like trying to fight these monsters and stuff, but it was just like everybody else, but he was just seeing things and everything. I think that's what that one was about. And he was using a spatula, if I recall.
Um,
Well, I'm sorry, not to interrupt. OMG in the chat. OMG, gosh, is that the world famous
it was
mastermind
Boo-ha-ha.
Aggie?
No, I'm not even looking at chat. Hold up.
Yeah, they say I'm a huge.
Oh.
God, great heavens, I'm a huge fan.
Oh Lord, you're already starting. Here we go. No. Hold up. Let me look at that chat. Who saying it?
We already said you was famous, Aggie. We said that.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it gotta be my man's DDP. What's up with you, yo?
Oh man, I was not expecting that.
He's a huge fan. Oh my lord.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, continue. I just had to say that.
You're good. But yeah, you're right. It was the Boo-ha-ha episode. That was the first one. That one was my favorite, mainly because of the costume references. Some of the costume references. Because when I was younger, I was weirdly obsessed with listening to Elvis Presley. And that's what Ed was in a costume of, was Elvis Presley. I was like, ha! Favorite character, favorite costume. Got it.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie. Eddie pulled off that costume. He did.
He did.
He pulled that off. All right, so that's your favorite. Who else got who else? Someone say favorite episode.
It's oddly cliche, but I like that Valentine's Day episode a lot.
Oh my god, hanky panky hallelujah.
Yo, something about that episode was just so funny to me, especially that one point where it looked like the Cupids were going in a Hail Mary and just decided to shoot anybody and everybody, and now everybody's just attracted to each other. And we're like, the honest couples that you don't think will happen, happened. And now we got one true pairings that you thought you would never see, but now you see it, and you're just like, I don't know if that will really work in an actual situation, but that's my weirdest hear me out. I was like, that's a hear me out I'm willing to defend with a lot of people here. Cause I don't know. Kevin and what's her name? Not May, but the other kicker. The ginger.
Not Marie.
Lee.
Yeah,
Lee. Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna hold you. Like that episode of, like you said, the Cupids was wildin'.
They said love needs to happen by any means necessary and just start shooting everybody. And then Rolf was not with the shit. I know that's right. I was with Rolf. I'm like, I'm not with it either. Hold up.
This is, I can see the limit in my eye. Wait.
Yo, Aggie.
I was not with it.
Yo, Aggie, get your boy DDP. He wildin' in the chat. He's wildin' in the chat.
Once introduced me to Obama.
Oh man. If I had, I think I could go next. I know I posed the question. Mine was and in the chat, my boy Noel, he couldn't be with us here tonight, but he said he's going to say the same thing as me. Favorite episode had to be when Ed had that rock, the pebble in his shoe.
Oh my god.
My boy was wilding. He was wilding.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't talk to him, don't touch him, don't look at him. Like leave him alone on the stump. Like leave him alone. He was on the tree stump for a reason.
It's him turning Eddie into a bat and then swinging back. I cried when he did that.
I was impressed on what that rock was doing. Like I ain't never knew a rock in somebody's foot could piss anybody off. It's like a Lego when you step on it and just start cursing everybody out. I did not know. I was like, maybe that's why people hate Legos.
And then I'm trying to. I guess my whole thing was like, when we finally realized what it was that was making him that way. I'm like, how the fuck did the pebble get in his shoe? Like when did this happen? Like you just find him like this, pissed off. Like,
Oh gosh, this is hard. It's hard to pick like what episode like is your favorite. Okay, I would have to say there's two. I can't pick one. It's so hard. So
no, it's fine.
And these are honestly mostly because of my brother, the one that played Ed. He is fucking.
Yo, his Ed is phenomenal. Okay.
So these are the reasons why these are my favorite episodes. So the first one was when he like became a monster.
Oh.
It's like sometimes like imagine like you're just at your home, you're just chilling, it's like 3 a.m. and then he'll just bust the room and be like, I am a monster. Like busted there and do that, and I'm like, that became my favorite episode just because he does that. But that episode was so hilarious. Just because of like just his interactions with like everybody as like this like chunky puff monster. But the second one would have to be when they were on like this like roller coaster in like a shopping cart.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that, but like Ed like screams out, "Let's sing a song!" And Ronnie will do that on every single like roller coaster we go on, like to this day. So I'm like, oh my god.
Oh man.
That's so hard to pick like an episode. Like there's the one when they like when Eddie couldn't come up with a good scam, so he kept doing like the same scam, but like doing like Possum Land or like
yeah,
Toilet Land or something like that. Like, oh gosh, or like when Jimmy became a sumo wrestler.
Yo, I forgot he became a sumo. Yo, there was so many crazy episodes, man. Like, I don't think there was a time where like you couldn't go into the show and not enjoy an episode because of all the crazy stuff they did. And the crazy thing is, the cul-de-sac wasn't that big. It wasn't when you think about it.
Oh, it was not.
But they made the world so expansive.
Like their imagination ran that city. I know they ain't had no mayor, nobody running that. They just had dreams.
They took cartoon logic and was like, we're gonna crank this from 2 to 32. Let's go. We're breaking the knob off of this cartoon logic and we're giving it to you. And that was the best thing they could have done for our generation, to be honest.
Oh
Yes.
man.
I was just gonna say, because I didn't say mine yet, but I had 3 that come to mind.
All right.
Yes.
Run them down, Energy. Run them down.
Episode. So I'm gonna just say the ones that just like had me crying. The one where, of course, you know, we go to school and Double D has to deliver the report cards.
Oh my god.
I cry every time
Yo.
I watch that. Like like literally first Ed and Eddie are trying to figure out who it was. And then they find out it's Double D, so like Double D has to like do everything he can to get deliver the report cards to their parents without them like altering it and stuff. And then like we find out later that he like gave them to Rolf, so Rolf so there's that one. The second one is when they had to make Eddie wanted to make that video for his brother to show that he was, you know, not a baby anymore, because he sent him a package calling him a pipsqueak and all these baby items. So Eddie's trying to like, you know, show on camera that he's, you know, rich, has, you know, a girlfriend, a car, and everything and stuff, and then like everything just does not go his way. Is that one. And then the last one is when Ed is grounded. And Jeannie and Sarah are supposed to be like the correctional officer. And so it's the one line that I'm just like will never like forget, where Eddie and Double D are trying to break him out. So when they get him out his room, he's like gonna say, Eddie's gonna say, okay, and now we just gotta go up. What happened to the stairs? My parents took them down because I'm grounded. I was like,
yo, that was wild, bro. I didn't know you could take stairs, bro. They took the fucking stairs. How are you supposed to go to the bathroom? What are you supposed to do for food? Like, that show was
Listen,
wild.
once I learned that they could do that, I knew all those allegations against Detroit and Chicago were real. When they start stealing porches, start stealing stairs, I'm like, they got that from Eddy and Eddy. I know they did.
Yo. He was like, they took the stairs because I'm grounded, Eddie.
His parents are insane.
No.
like those.
I'm grounded. I'm not even allowed to have stairs.
And then we found out that Gordon told McGrady.
Oh, she can't even stop laughing. She can't collect herself.
On.
Oh no.
Yo, that had to be one of the greatest moments in Ed, Ed and Eddy. Because I'm grounded. I can't get the stairs though. The stairs, like,
I'm grounded. They took my stairs.
here's my thing about that. That's dedication as a parent, in my personal opinion. That's dedication as shit. Oh, shout out to my boy Poppy Smiles in the chat.
Boy O'Brien, what's up with you?
All I can say is you have brung the cupcakes of.
That's crazy.
That's wild. The
That's
cupcakes.
crazy.
Have you brung the cupcakes of sorriness?
Oh, dude, I forgot about that.
Bro. Wow.
Yeah,
You just smiles. You just opened up a whole new level with that one, bro. I forgot about that. Have you brought the cupcakes of sorriness? Shout out to Rolf, one of my favorite characters in the show, bro.
It's like they just don't make cartoons like that anymore, you know?
Say that again.
They just don't like make cartoons like that anymore.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, it don't hit the same. I don't know if it's just that. Is it us, or you know, is it? Did we
It's
age
not.
out?
It's not us. I will tell you this firsthand. It's not us. They just. It's, to be honest, we could probably safely blame it on our parents.
Sure. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah. I'm agree though with Lyssa. Like, cartoons aren't, like, not all of them, but like some cartoons just aren't the same no more. Like the minds behind Cartoon Network back then was on some other stuff. And don't get me wrong, you could tell there were still some of those people still around when they brought out like Adventure Time and regular show, because these dudes was smoking something for those shows.
Dude, freaking Adventure Time was so good.
So
like, we'll have to have an episode.
We'll have to do an episode on Adventure Time for sure. But Ed, Ed and Eddy was different. And then, like, all right, how do you guys feel about Ed, Ed and Eddy now that we're like adults? If you like going back and seeing like, okay, clips or watching it, like certain things, like it hit different, right?
It's still funny.
It's still funny.
It's
for
still
sure.
funny. Like, look, Tone, you answered your own question by asking the question. Look at how we are talking about Ed and Eddy now. I don't think we've talked about it any other different way when we were younger.
I will agree but disagree on that, for the simple fact that some things now we kind of understand more as we're adults. Like, I mean, like, all right, like when the when the Canker sisters, when they were using reverse psychology on the Canker sisters, right? That episode, but then the Canker sisters kind of like realized it towards the end. And then Double D was like, I believe they're becoming enamorous. As a kid, I didn't know what the heck that meant. Like, you don't know what that means.
I mean, that was Double D's whole shtick, was Double D was the smart one. He used all of the big words, and we were all kind of like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah, but like nobody at the time when you're a kid, you don't really care, so you just like brush it off. But I guess now that I'm an adult, and I'm like, I'm like, you can look it up, and I'm like, see, went over the head back as a child. They had some stuff in there for the parents to watch too.
I mean, that was the beauty of cartoons back then. It wasn't just a child's entertainment.
Yeah, I don't look, man. That's probably one of my top 3 episodes, just for the fact that Ed was like, "Holy schmoly!" I can't stop laughing at that part, bro. I don't know what happened to him, but dear God, that part had me dying every time.
Are we talking about innuendos?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, there were so many innuendos in that show.
It was a good amount.
I wasn't gonna bring them up, but y'all brought them in.
Man, this is an adult podcast. What you mean?
I wasn't going to. I know it's a dog again, but dude, it was the furthest thing from my mind because Ed and Eddy was the best, even without it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
For sure.
There's actually 2 I want to bring up that when I like reheard it again years later, I was just like, oh my goodness, that's what they meant. But the first one is when Double D and Eddy, they were like looking for Ed in his room, or no, they were looking. This is what the Pebble episode, because they were looking for stuff to make Ed smile in his room. And so Eddy came across a magazine that said "Chicks Galore" has been holding out on us. And so he opens it up, and it's like all he sees is a chick cracking from the egg and all this yolk and stuff. And W's like, I didn't think they make magazines like that, but we all like, Eddy thinking it's like an inappropriate magazine. And in a sense, it kind of was.
The thing about that is he should have expected that from Ed. I'm just saying, like,
True.
Like, excuse me, you shouldn't expect the norm of what would be considered a norm for a teenage boy at that point from Ed.
And the second one, I don't know if y'all remember this, but this is when Double D was wrestling the Cankers, and Wolf had said, "Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft." When
That's
I heard that
crazy.
and put 2 and 2 together, I was just like, "Yo,
wait a minute!" Like,
Now, why you say all that? Hold on.
I was like,
Whoa.
wait a second."
yo, I forgot about that, but mine is kind of blown right now. Like,
I was so done because I'm like, if no one got that reference as an adult now, like, I don't know where y'all been, because that flew over our heads as a kid.
I might have to rewatch
I
the
am
whole
a
series.
child. I did not even realize that.
Yeah,
I was
Same. Whoa.
might have to rewatch the whole series now. Jesus, like,
Rewatch the whole series, find out every innuendo.
at this point, why not? Like,
and get a good laugh.
Oh shoot!
maybe make a game out of it. Take a shot every time there's an innuendo.
Oh my gosh! Like, if they did,
You'd probably get wasted, dude.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
Try not to laugh at it.
I don't know.
So,
Do a try not to laugh challenge.
Aggie,
with
not you
freaking Ed, Ed,
encouraging
and
me.
Eddy.
I was
Like the rest of the hell, what y'all want? Fantasy?
losing a hot second. I'm laughing at everything that comes out of it.
My fault. It's just a vibe there.
Or you could do, or like D-Zone said, you could do like a don't laugh challenge, like you have water in your mouth and try not to laugh. That would be horrible. I don't think I would win.
I'm actually spitting up on what I'm telling you right now. I'm losing. I'm losing.
I definitely wouldn't win. Oh
Just
man,
thinking of-
you got any other questions for us, Lyssa?
Hell yeah. So, do you guys remember, so when it would be like, whether if it was like Cartoon Fridays or if it was just like, honestly, I feel like it was like around those times, like during the commercials, they would have like those like little like clips of like the characters interacting, like whether if it was like Jack, like Professor
Oh, like
Plutonium,
interacting from other shows.
Yeah, like in
Yeah.
what was it?
Yeah.
Cartoon Network City or like Cartoon City or something like that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, when I say I miss those so much, like they they even went as far as to like have their own like commercial that they made on like when they would like air it on like Nickelodeon or like other channels, like
Yep.
with like the characters and stuff, like talking about that. Like it's the effort that they put in to like create like a whole universe of these like characters. They don't do that anymore, of course, but it was just like, I don't know, like even like those clips and stuff, like you get more glimpses of like their characters because now they're like, interacting with other characters from other universes and they're in different situations. So it's just really cool. Like I wish we could bring stuff like that back.
Yeah, that was actually, I remember that, especially like on those episodes, they will actually have like them like going to work at Cartoon Network, like the clips of those interactions was like, like, and then a lot of people from different shows were carpooling. It was hilarious, bro.
That was funny. I can't remember freaking. It was before they got moved to Boomerang, but I can't remember who was carpooling who. But the Flintstones or the Jetsons were carpooling each other, and that was funny to me. Taking the Stone Age to the futuristic age, that was great.
Oh yeah. That was a lot of great interactions in those like mini side clips and whatever. I like that. I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot about those. Very entertaining.
Love those.
Oh my gosh. Not just those, but the songs that they had for the cartoons, like the one that I loved so much was My Best Friend Plank. That song, every time that came on, it was just like, my best friend Plank, my best friend Plank. I'm like, who made these songs? Like,
shout out to Ace Essential AC. She in the chat on YouTube. They say the Jetsons and the Flintstones are happening at once. Oh, like really? Is that a thing?
Is that a thing?
I think that was said a while ago. Like they're like, yeah, I heard something about that like a while ago that they're in the same like.
I know they're in the same universe.
Yeah,
but I didn't know they were happening at once. Or is it like they're happening at once, past and present? Like, is that? Okay, that's gonna hurt my brain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, time travel.
Yeah, that's because I think there was a crossover episode when the Jetsons were in the past with the Flintstones. I think that was an episode, but that's good. I'm glad you brought that up because we were talking about like different interactions between the shows. So. Wow, I forgot.
Now I'm curious. I have to search up if there was a crossover with that.
I think there was. What else? So I guess I kind of want to see if we could dial back to the movie a little bit because there's one character we've talked about a bunch of different characters. There's one character we have really to talk about, and he's probably like the most infamous character. That would be Eddie's older brother.
Man.
There's not much to say about that man, considering that he was hyped up to be such this awesome guy, only for him to end up being an asshole at the movie where everybody had to turn on against him. It was like watching, I guess maybe for me in my case, the Astrobot. Well, a slight spoiler, I guess, for people who haven't played Astrobot yet, but the boss, essentially, where they have like this little gang war and everybody decides to team up with each other and get the one true villain. And the one true villain in this case was Eddie's brother.
True, but I feel like we also should have known that he was an asshole when he sent like pipsqueak stuff and baby stuff. Like, it's like, is he really that nice to you? Like, that don't seem like somebody who like is just playing, you know?
Yeah.
Playing around with like sending like maybe one thing, but like the whole thing.
Yeah, like it was when he finally, first of all, his brother's not as cool as you think, because as soon as you get to his brother's place, his brother's place is a dump. Like, it is a literal dump. Like, not literal, but like, I'm looking at him like, this is where your brother lives?
Damn, bitch, you live like this?
You're like, what? And then not asking your brother for money for protection. Like, what? Well, like, you family. You can't put me up? Like, what's up? Like, that's wild, bro.
No, he was the worst.
He was definitely a horrible person. But like, you wouldn't think so, because like Eddie always painted him in this light of like him being like one of the greatest people to ever come from out the cul-de-sac.
Bro, I mean, Eddie also, like, he just really wanted to be like the most popular, like the coolest. He wanted to like have that status. And like, also sometimes, and I feel like I'm guilty of this too, but like sometimes like you have selective memory. You remember what you want to remember. You like remember things as like what you remember the good times, remember like kind of like what you hope things, like what you hope for it to be, or like what you like, I guess, desire it to be, but not really the reality. Like, it's like your brain kind of like omits stuff that may have been like negative. So maybe he only like thought about him as like his idol and his hero, like, you know, just to, I don't know, maybe fill a void. That's
I can get
what
that.
I came to the conclusion with.
Yeah, that, you know what, that now that you make, that's a valid point. Maybe, and then I guess maybe like it all came to the surface when you actually got to see him again. And, you know, in front of everybody too, and everybody was realizing like his brother's a butt. Like, he's a like,
His brother a punk.
yeah, man. But yeah, no, it was cool to see everybody come together and settle their differences to help Eddie out. You know, that was real cool,
Right.
especially when he started acting genuine.
Exactly.
Yeah. His brother was always jealous of him because their parents paid more attention to Eddie than him. So of course, like, but like, you know, with Eddie being younger and usually like the younger siblings look up to the older siblings and want to be cool like them, like that was like whole Eddie's thing. But like at the same time, his brother like kind of like resented him because of the fact that he was getting more attention.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Man, good point. Good point.
It is a good point.
Yeah, it was a good way to end the series.
Yeah, I really did enjoy the movie. I felt like it had a lot happening at once, but like that's the way it needed to end it, in my opinion. If they were going to end it, that was probably one of the best ways they could have. Though they probably could have like also took the other road and made it just a funny ending as normal. But like, just oh man. So I got a question. What do you think about their obsession with jawbreakers? Like, I've had a jawbreaker. They're okay. Like, I don't understand the obsession.
I used to, at my first job, I worked at freaking sold those gigantuan freaking jawbreakers from Eddy and freaking tongue twister, freaking title, I swear. Eddy and Eddy.
Well, I thought there was more to it.
Sell those.
No fisties. I thought
I mean, there was.
Somewhere.
I mean,
like, how big were they?
That's a good question. How you saying they were big? Like, how big were they actually? Like, because like if you see the ones in the show, they were like, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way.
I'm about to say, I'm curious myself. Wait a minute.
These jawbreakers were in diameter about 1.5 inches.
Oh, that is a pretty big jawbreaker. Jesus.
We called them the mother of all jawbreakers because freaking
Was this like an
Did
old
anybody
school
get it
candy
in their
shop or
mouth?
what?
Like, why is it that big?
Oh, it was a very old school candy shop. Like everything was done by hand.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay. Was like anybody able to actually fit it in their mouth?
No. So here's the thing: the very Jawbreaker I'm talking about is featured in a movie called Jawbreaker. Go watch that movie and see if anyone can fit that in their mouth.
So there's a movie called.
I'm curious.
There's a movie called Jawbreaker.
Yes.
All right, put that.
My customers from back then used to always make the reference when they looked at that Jawbreaker, and I'm like, I was thinking Ed, and Eddy, something not freaking terrifying, but okay.
Yo, somebody throw that up in the chat or something. Look up the movie Jawbreaker. I need to see how big these Jawbreakers he's talking about were.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
It was insane. But yeah, no. Their obsession was Jawbreakers was I would guess it comes from the absolute obsession that all kids have with candy.
Now that makes sense.
It's like, damn, not a lollipop. Like, why are like, I don't know. I've tried Jawbreakers and they're okay. Like, I was a little disappointed when I had one. I was like, they made me really want one, and I had one. I think that's my point. Like, you get to try. I was like, all right, I'm watching Ed, and Eddy. I've never had a Jawbreaker. I'm like, all right, let me try one. I was so disappointed. Like, I'm like, what's the point of these things?
It was either that or it was a sales gimmick built into a cartoon.
Sales gimmick for Cartoon Network?
No. Sales gimmick for Jawbreakers. Like, Popeye is a sales gimmick for spinach.
Okay, you're right.
So it could be just a sales gimmick for Jawbreakers.
Okay, I can see that. But yeah, I never understood the Jawbreakers. Once you try it, it's like, okay, like, yeah, sure.
It's like it's nothing special. I mean, it's all right, but
yeah, it's nothing. It's not grand.
It doesn't really even have flavor. It's just something just mildly sweet, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. They suck. I got my hopes up.
They suck.
I wanted to try Chunky Pops, man. I wanted to try Chunky Pops. Chunky Pops he made Chunky Pops look so good.
Chunky Pops are just Cocoa Puffs. What are we gonna do?
Freaking Cocoa Puffs went wild. Like that bird, that chicken, whatever, freaking whoever played that voice must have been doing meth before they started doing the voice.
Yo,
because he was strung out.
Yo, Diesel, bro, you gotta chill.
Am I lying?
Bro, you got to chill.
Am I lying?
Bro, at this point, I don't know.
He's not totally wrong. And if he wasn't doing it, he sure as hell got the money to do it now.
Yeah.
Those
oh, for sure. All right, we got anything else for Ed, and Eddy? Or did we just to crush this episode? Like, what's up?
Damn. It's like one of those things where it's like there's so much to talk about, but like,
right.
What?
Man, I guess you know what? Let's just have some closing statements. But I guess for me it'll be like closing statement, which is also like in a form of question. Would you live in a cul-de-sac based off what they did, or based off just how they like just off their interactions? Because they made like we said earlier, they made the cul-de-sac look bigger than what it was. They brought that place to life.
So, because of personal experiences, freaking doing other stuff, I would not want to live in a cul-de-sac. Just being that close to my neighbor, no, I'm good.
Okay.
No.
already had that experience once. I don't want to do it again.
Okay. Real life experience right here. Anybody else?
I'm assuming a cul-de-sac is just essentially like a suburb, but just closed, right?
I'm pretty
I
sure.
live in the suburbs.
Yeah.
I live in Philly. I'm not saying Philly's any better, however, but I'm also saying that if I wanted to be secluded and closer to my neighbors, I don't like that idea. I like where I am right now.
I give you that.
Right?
And if anything, Eddy and Eddy in the hood sound a little better than Eddy and Eddy in the cul-de-sac. They don't need to be in the suburbs. They could be here.
Yo, that's a whole different story, man.
Yo.
What they be doing?
And Heading in the Hood, I will watch it.
Right. That would be crazy. Could you imagine?
Yo,
It sounds really entertaining, to be honest, though.
yeah, I could. Yo, Ralph, and then like certain characters that just have super strength will just have crazy like energy, bro. Like Black Air Force energy the whole time. I can see it. And then the Kanker
Ralph in
sisters.
North Philly, Kevin probably a South Philly bull.
Yeah.
Eddy, I don't know. I'm about to say Eddy could definitely just be somewhere from like Uptown or West.
I was thinking Eddy from Uptown. If he was in Philly, yeah.
Okay, wait. Side note. Where are you guys from?
Like
when you guys are talking about this, my mind is thinking Chicago because I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
So
yeah. Well, me and Aggie are both from Philly. As long as Energy's from Philly as well.
Oh, nice.
I am from the north side of Columbus.
Oh, you in Ohio?
Yeah, he in Ohio.
Y'all got the
Yeah.
y'all. That's the cul-de-sac right there.
Fair, that's fair.
And then you from Chicago, right?
Yup, that's me.
Chi-town.
Oh. Now I won't lie. I'm from Chicago, but I'm like on the edge. So I'm like right next to the suburbs. So the area I live in Chicago is like the last frontier of like nice neighborhoods. I'm not even gonna lie.
The last frontier. Yo.
The last frontier. Beverly is like the last frontier. Everything else is like a suburb of Chicago, but like in terms of good neighborhoods, I mean, there's like another area like that's like towards the city that's getting a little bit better, but you know, it's not bad here. It's wonderful here, but
Yeah, no, I believe you. I just was not expecting you to say the last frontier. I was like,
yeah. Like, so when people are like, "Oh, you're from Chicago? You don't seem like it." I'm like, you know, not everybody, you know. I'm just not trying to claim like I'm from like the inner city. You know what I mean? Like it's like the city, but it doesn't act like the city. You know?
I get what you mean. It's like,
Yeah.
what was it? The last, like, all right, Aggie. Like me and Aggie have a mutual friend named Jax, and Jax would be like, "Yeah, you're not a typical Philly person, Tone." I'm like, huh? Because I was like, wait, what? And she was like, she was like,
I understand what she was trying to say. Hold on. I get it.
But she explained it, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like,
When you're thinking of a Philly bull, I'm not gonna say you're not a Philly bull for real, but they got their stereotypes.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You don't fit like half of them.
I don't, and I'm okay with that. I really am.
Right, like that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, you know, certain things aren't bad. Like people be like, "Oh, you're from Chicago, you must be hard." I'm like, "Sir, no, calm down, calm down." No.
Yeah, here's the thing. I live in the heart, like of Philly. Well, I definitely don't. I'm not a typical Philly guy. Like, and I'm okay with that, 100%.
Yeah, no, that's good. But back to what you were saying about Ed and Eddy in the Hood. Yes.
Do y'all see the vision? Like SpongeBob in the Hood could work. They can work too. Although theirs might be a little different.
SpongeBob in the Hood would be, that'd be different.
That's funny.
Yeah, that'd be different, bro. SpongeBob be like, I can see SpongeBob acting different if he was from the hood, bro.
SpongeBob would be so different if he was
Bro.
from the hood.
He be yo. SpongeBob would be
Or
wildin'.
he's just like one of those like very like bright, sunshiny like characters that just don't belong in that area, but he's there anyway because he has to live there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I think all the characters of SpongeBob will be. You know who I could definitely see Squidward being in that series though. He'd be the cranky old grandparent of like the cranky old man in the hood. Like that would be Squidward. Like yo, you see that? That's old man Squidward's place. Don't mess with him, bro. Like he crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh man, but yeah, I feel like this was a really good episode. I'm really glad you all got to be here for this. Lyssa, appreciate you. The questions you asked were actually really valid and very good. I'm glad I deferred to you on this for the most part. So thank you for stopping by, and great takeover, by the way. We would definitely love to have you again. So
I would love to converse with you guys again. You guys were so chill. It was so fun. This is like my first time doing this ever. So like, I appreciate having like, this is my first experience. It was fun. Like the questions were, just like even like the way how we how you guys like bounced back off questions. Like it was nice. I'm like, oh my god, this is the most like nerve wracking. I'm like, holy shit, what do I say?
I'm glad you were able to. I felt comfortable. I'm glad you were able to feel comfortable.
Yeah,
right.
Others could have been here, but they're in California, so they're on California time working. So
yeah, that's all good. I understand that. So,
yeah,
but
nice seeing you again.
Yeah, it's definitely good seeing you. Are you going to DreamCon again this year, or I know because they moved, it's like
yeah, it's a little tough. It might look like a no. Not gonna lie. But we're hoping maybe the next year. We're really trying to get to San Diego. That's like the dream.
Okay.
A lot of people, opted for that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have too. I'm like, I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. It looks fun, but it seems like it's hard to get tickets there too. So I'm not even going to put
it's so expensive, and they don't do like how DreamCon is like, 3 days for whatever. It's like, no, bitch, you're gonna pay separate days. There's separate fees. I'm like, oh my god, like
really?
One going is like $400 or something. Like it's crazy. It's expensive.
It's like that's why it's like so hard and mind-boggling to me to even go to places like New York Comic Con, because don't get me wrong, I've been to the NYCC a lot, but I never go to full 4 days. I can't. Every 1 day is just so overwhelming for me. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I would like to do San Diego Comic Con, but if that's the case, sounds like a day trip to me. Like you go there, sounds like a day trip.
When like those hotels are probably like really expensive, and it's crazy because they still sell out like everything will. Like
that's even funnier to me because it's like Fan Expo Philadelphia here. Like they run the same way, although I mean we still have our ticket prices. Our ticket prices are very reasonable.
Yeah, they
are.
But
the hotels are never reasonable for some reason.
Oh, never.
No, it's because during conventions, hotels will purposely jack up their prices, be like, hey, yo, if y'all want to stay here, you're going to have to, put up so much of donetos and...
I like pay a leg or two, but like for some... I've been to like conventions where the hotels are like fairly reasonable to sometimes even completely reasonable. This one, I don't know what it is with Philly. Philly is insane for that. They're good on that, but... I'm so glad I live here, so I ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, facts. Especially like there's a hotel right next to the convention where Fan Expo happens, the convention center. I see people going in and out of that hotel, and I'm like, you done lost your mind. I know they paying you paying an arm and a leg for that one. Like it's literally next door to the convention. I was like,
dude. So this weekend I'm actually going to a convention, and freaking thankfully the place was sold out that's attached to the darn convention, because they were charging about $200 more a night than where I'm staying.
Oh heck no. No.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh hell no. And the place I'm staying is only 8 minutes down the road. I'm like, I'll drive 8 minutes.
No.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Then go to hell.
No. See, I'm already paying a good amount for DreamCon for the hotel, so that is what that is.
Just cough. DreamCon. Going literally to a con after going to another con because I'm doing MomoCon and that's literally the week before DreamCon and then going straight to DreamCon.
Here's the thing: I might be going to MomoCon too. I might be going to MomoCon too now, so I'm like, am I really doing this? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Jackson Jordan was like, look, you put us up for BlurCon, we'll put you up for MomoCon. I was like, all right, say less. But I'm like, ooh, the rest of it's like,
I've been trying to get there too. BlurCon, I've been trying to get there too.
Here's the thing: BlurCon is reasonable. It really is.
I will give them that. They are very reasonable.
They are reasonable. Yes, it's reasonable.
I would say, like, if I could put like top 5 reasonable conventions from ticket prices to hotels, they would be number 3.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be like maybe number 2 reasonable because I stayed with Ren last year, but they're number 3 now because I went to another convention that was like crazy. We're crazily more reasonable than them, and I was like, okay, they're on the list. But
okay. So, okay, and I don't want to because I feel bad because I know you were like trying to wrap it up.
No, it's good. We can talk.
I just want to quickly expand on DreamCon and then versus BlurCon, right? Because I went to DreamCon for as you know, 2 years, and it's just between the disorganization and just like it just doesn't seem like we literally go there like to fuck around. Like we just kind of just like, especially like when we're at Eddy, we just go around and just interact and just be like fools. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but we really don't go to any of like the panels and like we do the artist gallery and everything. But there's like some conventions where like they'll have panels that are informational and maybe some that are like a little bit more fun. But it just feels like they were like pushing down like the I don't know, like social media, like people kind of like down your throats. Like at least the last year, like I just kind of like wasn't really messing with it. Like it was like okay, so I'm coming here to watch.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I get it.
So to a degree, I will give some background on my end because I work as a volunteer at DreamCon, so I have an idea of like how things work and also get like perspectives from staff and also directors. Now, I do get, and I even understand this and talked about this in depth to a lot of directors at DreamCon about that, because from what the marketing department does, what you're saying is true. They tend to put a lot more emphasis on certain talent and a lot of particular events that happen at the convention that they have become most notable for, more than like the actual panels that are going on within the convention itself. Because I would be one to say and argue that DreamCon has a lot of good informational panels, but they don't get enough spotlight, in my opinion. Because there was a plethora of great panels that were somehow titled crazy, but so good. I just kind of wish they had more marketing and also like more time for people to actually showcase that. And they gave opportunities for people to do that, but more people obviously wanted to showcase more love and more obviously more publicity towards the ones that they know they're going to go on and see. Like there was a panel about Disney sing-along. Everybody liked that because it's been there for almost 2 years and people will showcase that more. There was a panel that was notoriously known. However, only is because of its title, where a guy was essentially explaining to people how you could pick up baddies at an anime convention, right?
Yeah.
It sounded bad. But I went to that panel and met the guy who ran it. It was actually an informational panel about hygiene and how to talk to people, how to showcase respect and communication, all of that. It was exceptional. I will give it that. That's what it was. And it was a long going panel. It's been at different conventions to the point where DreamCon brought it, but people were so concerned thinking that, people were going to get harassed. The femmes were going to get harassed. All the cosplayers get harassed, et cetera, et cetera. But they were explaining the exact opposite and what people were hoping would be talked about. Respect. Consent, cosplay is not consent, all of that. They should explain that to a degree, and it was probably my favorite panel last year.
Wow.
It was a good panel.
It was.
So it's like, essentially, you just can't go based off the name of the panel.
Basically,
that one was actually. I gave Saros TV. His name is Saros. I gave Saros his his flowers for that. And he was like, I'm not gonna lie, your tweet, because it was my tweet that did blow up because of that name. He said your tweet made this panel happen and became a lot better because a lot of people came to it and they were expecting the hate, but they all stayed through it and they was like so appalled to see that this was a great panel. I'm like, I'm appalled. I came here and I'm like, well, damn, okay. My marketing's crazy, but it works.
Oh man, but now based off what Aggie just said, so if we're talking compared to BlurCon has its flaws. It's not perfect. It's not.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, they're growing and learning every year. The only issue with that is as they're growing, one of my biggest things is that they definitely going to need to eventually find a new space.
That is my one complaint with BlurCon.
They
that
need to find a new
can't.
space because of how big it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing. The space does work, but it's at the same time it's becoming so popular to go now that they're utilizing 2 hotels now for it, which I believe like that is working, but at the same time, like maybe finding a bigger space, especially if they can now afford it, go for it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they're holding themselves back with that, especially for next year. Next year is Geek Neek, and the VIP tickets sold out the week it was announced. That's saying something. Like
Geek Neck is actually a great ass name. I'll give them that, and that being like their trademark title, I see why that thing sold out quickly enough. But I'm also gonna give, well, this is my bias and also my opinion, I'm gonna give Janelle Monáe her props for that, because once they named that she would be a guest, I was like, okay, maybe I'm spitting. I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And she was good. She was a great she was like a great guest. She interacted with a lot of the attendees there and had fun. She looked like she had fun.
She got on the dance floor and danced with everybody at the rave.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, but yeah, no. But if I'm being honest, like they're 2 sides of the same coin. DreamCon has one aspect that you really want to go for, where BlurCon has the aspect where it's more reasonable and all inclusive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And when I say that, it's like you could go there once you buy your ticket or your 3-day pass, whatever. You're in there. It's you doing whatever you want to do. You go to any panel you want to go to. The after party's free. Like
I'm gonna give them that. Yeah. Your after parties are free to all the badge types. Oh, and even with like, no, you're good. You're so good. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna give BlurCon that one because DreamCon's after parties, no matter if it's the official or unofficial, I don't really care for, but the official is not free. BlurCon's is free, and when they have partner parties, like their usual partner for parties is Plus Ultra Entertainment, who I love. They're great. If you have a VIP pass, those are all that makes the party free.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Yeah, the ones here in Chicago are like that too, and I was like, damn, because I was assuming that DreamCon was the same way, and I was like, nope,
nah,
and the tickets sold out. And then when I got back on the plane going home, there was people that were like, I had tickets to this, and I paid for this, and there was no space, and I couldn't get in, and I was like, ooh. Or they said like, was Sexy Red there or something, and they said
Sexy Red was at the cowboy party at a bar.
That was probably like my canon event as a volunteer, because when they told us that she showed up to the convention, we had to be a human shield for her just in case people like were starting to surround her, because it's a common thing that they surround the guests at DreamCon. Whatever, fine, right? But to tell me that a whole high profile, she is high profile, unfortunately for me to say, a high profile celebrity decided to come to the con and y'all never even announced that she would be a talent here, was already like me thinking, oh, so y'all just rolling off the ball with this shit.
Wow.
And I didn't know I was standing next to her when I was talking to somebody all this time, because she did not look like her. She wasn't wearing her red wig that she usually has on. She just looked like, and I didn't mean to say it like this, I said it so loud too. I said, this John looked like she from Philly. She just looked like a typical like low profile cosplayer, and all this time I'm thinking, somebody wearing their little Akatsuki robe. This girl got her little hair ponytailed and all that, and they said that's Sexy Red. I looked at that woman. I was like, "Oh shit, y'all right." She had her glasses on, so I didn't know.
She was incognito. I was like, she was incognito heavy.
She just said she wanted to go to the con, and Mark was like, "Let her go to the con." And everybody in the staff was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, I hope she had a good time. Maybe maybe that's her way of coming back. I know that, but I do know that like they've been trying to get Meg Thee Stallion for like the longest at this point. Like I do know that.
So
I'll see tweets like,
why it's so hard.
Huh?
It was John has admitted as to why it's so hard to get her of all people to the convention, and it's just simply her management. Her management is expecting a lot of money for her to even show up at a place like that. Yes, she worked with Crunchyroll. Yes, she worked with Viz Media. She worked with some big anime companies that have sponsored conventions like DreamCon. That don't mean that her management want her to be at those big conventions they sponsor.
That's
so
true.
It's even harder for her to even show up at places like Anime Expo because of the fact that it costs money to even have her there in the first place.
Yeah, I can imagine it's probably a lot to get her up in there.
Yeah, especially since she is so popular with the community. So
you know how much it probably like around.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't even want to think of those numbers. Like, I don't think Aggie's allowed to say. I don't think she's.
I said if I when I sign my NDA, I can't talk. I will just say that it's money that they don't have. That's it. Even with the money we be giving them for tickets, it's still money we don't have.
Oh yeah, that explains everything. That sums it up. Yeah, that sums it up. Well,
now we're in Houston, so maybe we might have a chance where we're just like, hey, we're in your hometown, and we're not saying that we're inviting you to the con as an official guest, but if you want to show up to a convention and give yourself an excuse to cosplay while you're at home for whatever reason, we're not saying come, but it is here for you to give an opportunity to come.
Facts.
I feel like that's what they're working around to, but maybe they do have money this time where we got a partner where they gave us money and say, bring her here. Maybe this might be the year, or maybe this might be the year we just get J. Cole, because I mean, they saw J. Cole recently. They went to Dreamville, so.
Oh, yeah.
And Dreamville's ending, so he has some free time.
Here's the thing. Yeah, Dreamville's ending, but he's also saying like it ain't ending. He's like, look, it's gonna be something different. I'm like, okay, whatever, Cole. As long as you putting out music, I'm cool. Like, whatever. Just put out the next album. But yeah, no. But bottom line, Lyssa, if you can make it to BlurCon next year, go for it. Go for it. It's gonna be a time. It's definitely gonna be a time.
I'll definitely try my best. This year was supposed to be like my off year, but my little cousin wanted to do one here, so we're gonna do one like a home one this year. But just trying to stack my money, get my life right, because cosplay is not cheap.
You ain't never lied.
Going to conventions is not cheap, so it's like when people be like, "Oh, you cosplay? That's so childish." I'm like, "What the fuck? A child is buying these damn tickets and buying these damn flights and buying these damn costumes."
Nah, that's all adult activity. That's adult activity.
It's because of the adult. The adult is the reason why the kid is cosplaying. Like, stop playing.
Built a Freddy Fazbear costume, and that sucker took me about a weekend, about $500.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I already tallied up how much my next cosplay is going to cost me, and I was like, all right, this is going to be a year project. I will unveil it at BlurCon next year because I ain't working on another cosplay for the rest of the year. That's it.
I have yet to buy like the rest of my stuff that I need for my two. It might be 3, but 3 cosplays for next month because I'm cosplaying at PAX East and MomoCon.
Okay.
I can't do DreamCon unfortunately because I work there and we can't cosplay. So I'm doing 3 cosplays.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 3 cosplays are happening at MomoCon now because we found out that the producer of No More Heroes is coming to MomoCon, which MomoCon has like a loaded guest list from like top to bottom, from voice actors to creators of shows. Everybody coming there. Everybody and their mama. For the 20th anniversary, they going hard. And when they told me the No More Heroes producers is coming to MomoCon, I said I had to bring my cosplay from PAX East to Momo. So I'm doing Shinobu Jacobs from No More Heroes. And I gotta meet with that producer. I'm like, I gotta talk to you for a second because I love this series bad.
Oh yeah, that's about to be
That's
fire.
awesome.
That's about to be fire. Oh yeah,
I'm so excited.
I gotta double down and secure this money for MomoCon because I'm definitely going now.
What are you guys' like dream cosplays? Like, what character do you guys really want to cosplay?
Me? I already had my point. I want to cosplay as the Urza Scarlet. Like,
That's a good one. That's a good
I
one.
want to cosplay as her so bad. I just need to find the time, energy, and materials to like put all that together. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dream cosplay.
Kimberly from Street Fighter 6.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
That's a
By
good
her.
one. I
That's a
love
good
her
one.
character. I love her
Yeah.
character.
Oh,
Ooh.
That's good. That's good. What about you two?
I guess you know what? I think I kind of already did mine's, but maybe I would update it. It's my favorite one, which is my Static Shock cosplay.
Okay.
That's my favorite one,
See,
but I think I want to update it a little bit.
my dream
Nice.
cosplay is the next costume that I'm making, which is more elaborate Bonnie costume from Five Nights at Freddy's, because I've been having fun doing full body costumes. Not to
Okay.
mention I'm shy as shit, so being behind the mask really helps.
Ooh, wait. I take my it's a tie. I'm sorry. I got an additional. I forgot about this one. Jinbei. I definitely want to do Jinbei. That's because I have yet to do a One Piece cosplay, but Jinbei is like the one I want to do if I want to go for it.
Jinbei, yeah, Jinbei's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely want to
Yeah.
do Jinbei.
Yeah. I feel like for me, because I used to like my old dream cosplay used to be Golden Frieza, but now I started watching Naruto, right? Well, I'm in Shippuden now, so I'm further down.
Okay.
But my new dream cosplay is to do Sasori. I really want to do like the tail and like the big mask on the back and like even like the movement within like the mask and the face, like.
I respect it. That's gonna be a doozy. That's gonna be a doozy.
That's gonna have a lot of mechanics and moving parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error with that shit, and like even like with like the underneath one, like with this red hair with like the heart thing and everything. Like when I say that's like a dream, it's a dream. But you know, you never know. I might be able to do it someday.
All right.
I just started coming up with more blueprints for my for my dream costume.
Yeah, bro. When you do that, you gotta let me see that, John. But
I will definitely have to take a picture. Have I sent you a picture of my Freddy? If not, I easily can, because I have pictures galore of that shit when I'm.
Yeah.
You
got my number, bro. Just send them to me.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, this is where I know now we need to end the stream. In the chat, Hood Jerry, yo, is that the rich and famous egg? That's where we ended it, bro. That's it, bro. Oh man, I feel like that's the way to end the stream. Shout out to Hood Jerry. You know what? Shout out to everybody. I didn't do this the whole night because I didn't want to do it. But like, you know what? We're going to play this sound for everybody who followed tonight. Appreciate all the follows. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody. W's in the chat. Always got to play. Yeah. You got to get the maniacal laughter. Maniacal laughter for anybody. For everybody. Oh man, I had to play that from the soundboard real quick. But yeah, shout out to you guys. And shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Aggie. Aggie, appreciate you stopping by and joining us today. First time joining us, but definitely a great addition to the panel today. D-Zone, thanks for coming by as always, bro. Like I said, you become a true regular. Energy. It's been a minute since you joined us, but I'm glad you could. Welcome back. Glad you were here.
Thanks for having me. I had a great time with y'all. I'm so glad I finally got to meet the Lyssa, who is to me now. Like, this was like one of my favorite panels.
Awesome. And Lyssa, thanks for a great episode. Thanks for the takeover. We gotta have you back. I don't know when. I know your schedules, could be busy sometimes, but like, if I send you an invitation and you down to come back, definitely come and join us. Now we know the time zone difference, but
yeah, that'd be another thing. I'm always since I work at like the gym, I'm always like kind of just in and out the gym, working out. The gym has taken up a lot of my life.
That's fine. I understand that.
But I appreciate you having me. It was awesome meeting all of you and talking to you all. And like, I'm just happy that like, me and my brothers could do something that just brings laughter and just, smiles to everybody. That's honestly was the goal, was just to make people laugh, make people, just a memory, just a memory, like, there was this Eddy and Eddy or whatever, So
for sure.
That was pretty cool. But it was so amazing, and I definitely would love to be back. There's other topics we could talk about and everything. And
definitely. Maybe have you do another takeover sometime.
Okay.
Let me do this real quick. All right, there we go. Yeah, so guys, I just put in the chat. You could copy and follow. You could click the link and follow Lyssa on Instagram. Definitely show her some love, and you'll definitely get to see more of her different types of cosplays and everything like that. Especially her letting her brothers doing the famous Ed and Eddy trio cosplay. So definitely check that out. I have some more
stuff on my TikTok too, but that should be through my link tree.
Yeah,
there's some
definitely.
more footage of us doing Ed and Eddy on there.
So, but yeah, great episode, guys. Great panel tonight. I'm going to go ahead and announce next week's episode for those who are here who would like to join, who are able to. Still around the same time at 8 Eastern time. We're going to do Invincible next week. We're definitely going to, I have yet to do an Invincible, so we're definitely going to cover everything from season 1 to season 2.
Season 2.
So Invincible's we about to go wild on Invincible next week. We got to do it.
I had to start watching that. I had to. I saw the ending of season 1. I can't do it.
It gets better. It gets better. Trust me, it does, Dom. It gets better. So don't let that hold you back.
Yeah,
this one is going to be interesting.
But yeah,
I started watching it and then I fell off because of trying to keep up with watching anime for the podcast and all of the new stuff. Like,
yeah,
there is so much new stuff dropping right now, and I am.
Bro, it gets overwhelming sometimes. It does, but if you want to watch it, you'll watch it. But a great episode, guys. Glad you could join us once again. We're going to go ahead and end it here. Shout out to everybody, like I said, who stopped by, enjoyed, and in the chat and in the stream. Appreciate everyone. Definitely join us next week for next week's episode, Tuesdays at 8 or sometimes 8ish. Depends on that. We usually don't start too late, but sometimes we get caught up or I get caught up. Things happen, but we'll be back next week at 8 for Invincible. We will be announcing that on my Instagram. You can follow my Instagram on my through my link trees and stuff like that on either Twitch or YouTube. But yeah, that's really it. As always, I'm your boy Ideal Tone, and I'm just glad I can always make that known. And this has been another episode of Binge Or Cringe. We'll get at y'all later.
See you soon.
Bye.